Rolling. So I've been thinking about making a solo podcast for a minute. I've had guests on all my shit, and it's funny. The guests give me more shit to think about. So I sit and think about everything that I talk to people about, and I try to come up with some kind of truth. And I talk to a lot of people with a lot of different truths. And so it's very difficult to come up with a singularity, you know. Uh, but I try to. So I try to reverse engineer truth, and uh, I think that's what I was doing when I started playing music. Um, I was raised in the church. That was defined as truth. And then along the way, I think music became religion, you know. And I think that happens to a lot of people. Like, any kind of ideology becomes their religion, and it happened to me. I mean, look, I'm a douche. I got a fucking Jimi Hendrix blanket, guitar, oh, guitar case. Whatever the fuck. It's all backwards. Whatever the fuck. Oh, no. Are we good? Oh, you just point at it. Hey, that shit. But yeah, man. I mean, truth, objective truth. I think is. I don't think it's real, honestly. My friend Clay Howerton, who, if any Democrats are listening to this, you have every right to hate Clay. He's a fucking cunt when it comes to Democrats. But he's nice to this Democrat. I don't know why. But it is what it is. But, oh, wait, look. Never done this. Hold on. Let's get his motherfucking name in there. Yeah. And I look better, honestly. But yeah, man, I mean, I've never done a solo podcast, so I've been wanting to, take the podcast to, video and shit. So, here we are. We're doing it. I was gonna do the whole thing about, getting beat up. You know, I've been beat up by a bunch of stuff in my life. Fists, parents, emotions, tequila, you know. I got beat up by a couple rednecks at one point in my life, and got my ribs broken. And I could blame that on tequila. Or I could look at myself and go, well, you know, so it is what it is. And in a weird way, the night that I got beat up, got my ribs broken, was really just dumb rednecks, you know. Now I recognize that I was a dumb redneck in that moment, too. So, who's a dumb redneck? But yeah, you can get beat up by a lot of shit. I've been beat up by fists. I've been beat up by emotions. I've been beat up by life. I've been beat up by beer, you know. And so there's this weird thing where you gotta kind of be all right, I'm gonna go into it. Fuck. So I know a homeless guy, and I let him stay at my house a couple days ago. And night, I let him do some laundry and shit. And got into a thing where I was like, I was playing music, and then this homeless motherfucker shows up, knocking on my door. And, like, it's so funny that it was inconvenient for me. You know? Like, I was inconvenienced by the fact that I couldn't work on my song, you know, because this motherfucker wanted to do some laundry, you know? And I was pissed that I couldn't work on my little song. But that motherfucker can't wash clothes. So, I mean, what do you do? What do you do in a situation like that? I answered the door and I let the motherfucker in, let him do laundry, did all this shit. And then it got to the point where I felt like he got tired of me and wanted to leave. And I was hurt. I was hurt because I thought he just wanted to get what he could get. But I don't think that's what it was, you know? I think he recognized that I needed to do this stupid podcast or whatever. And, yeah, it's just funny how human beings can say things to people with the best of intentions. But if there's any kind of projection involved, it ends up being a mess. And I'm just trying to figure out the emotional algebra. And I've had a lot of people say that they hate me because they presume that they have figured out the emotional, it is a mouthful, but emotional algebra. And I don't think they have, you know. There's a lot of people out there that'll be like, I know it's right. And it's like, man, you're a bad comedian, you know. I know a bad comedian locally. Not funny. And dumb. And the motherfucker just said he was a comedian. Just out of nowhere. Like, I had no talent. Like, I'm a musician. I had to work. I had to learn my craft, do my shit, figure all that stuff out. And this fucking cracker just decides one day, I didn't even know he was a comedian. And then there was an article about him in a bullshit magazine in my community. And now this motherfucker's a comedian. What? You're not a comedian unless you can make people laugh. Cracker? White people are hilarious. I mean, look at me. I'm videoing myself on a fucking computer thinking that you give a shit what I think. What? This is insane. But I don't know. You get beat up by a lot of things. Fists. That one hurts the most, I think. Oh wait, hold on. Better angle. But yeah, getting beat up, man. If you ain't ever been beat up, physically, mentally, verbally, blah, 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 blah. Everybody has. But you gotta know how to take it. You know? Know what the intention of the person is. What the fuck? It's going dark and shit.